Hello and welcome to some small brook fishing. I enjoy this sort of thing and I've been doing it for a few years now. If you follow my blogs, then you'll know that, of course. This though is way upstream in terms of many of the other venues that I've fished. So I'm having a little walk along today to see if I can spot anything. I've been walking for about 50 meters or so, actually in the stream. It's very shallow, as you've seen. But I've just come to a bend, some slightly deeper water. I can't see any fish, but it is quite shady. And I'm going to have a little cast anyway to test the water, so to speak. And of course, bends on rivers, streams, brooks, that's where you get your deeper water. Probably don't think too much about it if you fish the River Severn or one of the other major waterways of the country. But when it comes to places like this, well, it definitely makes a difference. However, having said that, watercraft is very important. And even on the River Severn, well, those extra inches of depth sometimes, and I think I might have a fish down there. Yes, I have got one interested. Those extra inches of depth, if you're fishing the upper Severn, as an example, well, the maggot's gone there. I don't think the fish took it actually. It's just come off. But I did see a fish there. I'm having a look really to see what's in here. I would imagine the sticklebacks this far up. You never know though, do you? There could be a little pocket of something tucked away. But that's the beauty of this pioneering type of angling. Anyway, the bait's gone in and I'm watching it on the bottom. There are fish out there, but they are extremely wary, although I'm keeping a very low profile. Nevertheless, I'm in direct contact with nature. It is a very shallow brook, and consequently it's not the same as fishing the ocean where you're chucking a big lead out from the beach, and the fishing is very different in terms of sensitivity and being aware of what's going on, because you're more directly in contact with the fish here. I tell you what I'm going to do though. I can't see because it's very dark, but there is a break in the trees every now and then, in the leaves. The sun comes through and it forms a little shape on the water, and you can see through to the bottom. So I've had to put the maggot, draw it slightly through so it's on one of those lighter exposed areas, or just off it. It won't spook the fish, the sun coming through. They're used to that. But what I am going to do though is I'm going to put a few extra maggots out. I can see there's a handful of small fish in there, sticklebacks. So I'm going to put a few more maggots out, just 2 or 3, to hopefully stimulate them into feeding. I've moved on. You can hardly call it a swim. I think spot is a more appropriate term. And I did see a stickleback shoot across. It was out into open water. Now it's gone into some cover. It's certainly not prolific, but the encouraging thing is that there are fish in here, although not, as I say, in great numbers. Don't know if you can hear that noise. the sound of a bubbling brook. It's fantastic, isn't it? Takes me back years ago when I was a kid. There were brooks in the area and I used to spend a lot of time even then by water. I've always been fascinated with water. And of course, the end result of that is that I'm a passionate fisherman. Again, very clear, I can see the bottom, but unfortunately, no fish. I'm in another spot here, an opening as it were in the brook, slightly deeper water, not much cover though, as you can spot there. The rod is on the ground and I'll list the tackle that I'm fishing with, including the rod and reel, which is perfect for this kind of situation, in the written blog entry that accompanies this video. I've put 4 or 5 maggots out there, including the one with the hook in it, to try and tempt the fish into feeding. I'm sure they're out there. They are remarkably well camouflaged. I just had a young robin showing an interest in me while I was fishing, so I took a maggot and threw it to the bird. It instantly went down. Then I did another one and another one. I've now moved on. I'm about 20 yards downstream fishing another hopeful spot. And can you believe it, the robins followed me. And I don't know if you can pick it up on the sound, but it's about 5 yards. She's come really closer. It's about 2 or 3 yards there, and it's trying to get my attention because it wants another maggot. Well, the sticklebacks don't seem to be showing too much of an interest. That one was a bit too close. There we go. Oh, it's come anyway, and yeah, there it is. Great, aren't they, robins? In fact, the whole nature thing is fantastic, isn't it? And that's what we get to appreciate as anglers. Good things come to those who wait.